Hi peeps. Yeah, I'm still in CRNA school, but this is not a CRNA video. This is the story of how I got my sister married in 72 hours. This is Christmas Eve, and the next day she said, "I'm getting married Friday, so girl, let's plan it." So the next day we went to David's bridal and we got a wedding dress. She tried on this one at first and we were like, bleh, we could do better. Then we found the dress. Check her out. She is sparkling. She is beachy. We rang the bell, said yes to the dress. Kudos to my mom for finding the dress because we did not think that was going to happen. And I am also recording and on the phone with JetBlue because we were also flying in my sister's mother-in-law as a surprise for her groom from New York. So all of that was happening at the same time. And with no time to waste, we ended up walking right next door to Ross to try to find some dresses for this. Mind you, my sister did tell me a week ago she was getting married, so I did order a dress, but then she canceled everything, which is another story. So my dress was on the way, still hopefully awaiting arrival, while we were trying to make sure that everyone else matched. So we found nothing at Ross, but we did find this navy dress for Alyssa, and then we were searching for a gray suit for my nephew, but at this point we had kind of just given up and we were just literally chilling in the mall. At least baby Haley was like having a great time. Obviously shopping makes us hungry, so we stopped and ate for a bit, and Haley spilled soy sauce all over absolutely everything. So the last stop on our shopping day one was to Lush so that my sister could get this bright and beautiful scrub. We got it as a sample, so she didn't have to pay for it, which was great for us. Now, I told you that we were surprising her groom with his mom flying in from New York. So we had to go back to my sister's house to help her clean and get the house ready. We saw a creepy crawler and yeah, that kind of put a halt on everything. We're all deathly afraid, and my sister's fiance was leaving for work, so we had to find him without him. And so this is kind of us just flipping everything, and me with my brave self trying to find it with the broom. We never found him, but whatever. At some point, Haley's room turned into these storage facility, and my sister rents out these motorized scooters. So we were trying to figure out how to get them out of the room so we could get this room ready for my sister's mother-in-law. It was quite the show. So me and my sisters are very passionate about moving furniture around, I guess, and we all started yelling at each other about where we were gonna put this bed, and yeah, we were loud. So we finished cleaning the room, and then we loaded up the scooters into my sister's car, which I almost peed on myself doing, and then we drove 30 minutes to my mom's house, and we girl powered it because, of course, we couldn't ask her fiance because he would be asking us why we were taking them out, and we couldn't tell him his mom was coming. So this is the last clip of the night because, good lord, that was a mission of a day. So now this is day 2, the day before the wedding. I got some Dunkin' to start our day so that we could have some coffee and kind of mentally prepare ourselves for the day. We had a million places to be that day and no idea where to start, no idea where to get this suit. We had to pick up rings. It was literally going to be a very, very long day. So at least, American runs on Dunkin'. To the absolute shock of no one was awake when I got to my sister's house. So woke everyone up, got Haley some yogurt for breakfast, gave my nephew his Dunkin', gave my sister her Dunkin', waited till they got ready, and you can't tell me that my niece is not the cutest thing on the freaking planet. So we get in the car, and my sister tells me that she actually never sent out invitations. So I had to get on Canva real quick and, do that. I also spelled his name quesadilla instead of quesada. So that happened. So our first stop was at Hobby Lobby to get some things that we needed, but we actually ended up not finding anything we needed, but still buying stuff because that's what happens when you end up at Hobby Lobby. I forgot to record this part, but I was also doing their marital 4-hour course that's required by law from Florida if you want to get married in under 72 hours. So yeah, I did that too. And then we went to Ulta for some makeup because why not? At this point, we had gone to a couple of stores and still hadn't found my nephew's suit. So we stopped at Publix because we're in Florida, duh. Back in the car, my sister realized that she never filled out the questionnaire for the venue, so they had no idea what songs or anything, so that's me doing that. At this point in the day, we had probably been to like 10 stores, still no suit. Haley fell asleep, and then we ended up buying some more unnecessary stuff. At Kohl's, we finally found a suit for him, and that was my sister's excitement, not excitement face, because she wanted to go there first. This is my nephew, absolutely hating it, but we bought it for him in gray, so sorry, not sorry, buddy. Right after that, my nephew had an entire meltdown in the middle of Macy's, and we had to solve that, so stopped recording. And then he had to pee in a cup, and my sister had to hold it all the way till we got home. My sister wanted to show off her ring. She also broke her nails, so she had a 4:30 appointment and couldn't do any more of the activities with me. She also burned her finger. So I had to pick up his ring and pick up the flowers, and I had to pick up my aunt too, so that was a 3-hour mission. And it was now like almost 8 p.m., and we finally finished after 11 hours of shopping because everything is 30 minutes from everywhere. So after prepping the flowers and doing all this extra stuff, I took a shower and I put a face mask on, poured myself some wine, and started reading a book because your girl needed to distress before tomorrow. My hair looked crazy. I looked crazy. I was exhausted, and we still had an entire wedding day to go. So this was me trying to de-stress before wedding day. So the morning of the wedding, I realized I wanted more flowers in the bouquets that I was making, and I had to pick up some lunch. I'm still in slippers. I had no makeup on. I just washed my hair. The wedding planner in me couldn't go the day without a mini emergency kit, so that's me showing that. And I was also starting to freak out because at this point it was almost 1 o'clock and no one was even close to being ready. So after that mission, I was like, girl, you need to do your makeup because it's going to take you a minute. Why at this point my mother wanted to have a full-length conversation about, I don't even remember. I couldn't. I was given attitude. I apologize. There was a lot of attitude being given at this point. You could probably see my face. I was not having it. Your girl was just trying to get her makeup done. My sister was supposed to be at the house at 12 p.m. so that I could do her makeup for the wedding. She was supposed to be at the hairdresser at 9, and she called me at 10:30 and was still driving to the hairdresser, so she was not going to make it. I was rearranging plans left and right. People were supposed to drive with people, and we had to change everything last minute because it was just not going to work with the time. So my sister ended up coming to my mom's house to pick up her makeup, and she did it herself in the car, which was chaotic in itself, I'm sure, but that's how that happened. So yeah, I did my makeup, and then I tried to just remain calm and remember that this is not my wedding day, but it still was my wedding day. This is probably the longest clip I have is me doing my makeup, so I'll just tell you about my sister and her fiance while you watch me do my makeup. So my sister decided to get married on this particular Friday because it is my grandmother's birthday, and my grandmother passed away a couple of years ago, and we loved her so much, and she was literally our favorite person in the world. So my sister was like, what better day than that day? So no, there was no real reason for her to have to get married in 72 hours, but she just wanted that day, and we just wanted to make it happen and have a little piece of my grandmother on the day of the wedding. So remember how I said my sister was now not making it on time? Yeah. Oh, that's me trying to fix that. Yep, sorry about that. So I had to figure out how to do her son's hair, and let me tell you, that was not easy at all. Wow, I really suck at recording. So I had to like drench this boy's hair because he has such curly hair, and just douse it with leave-in conditioner, and clearly I'm just not a kid's person because you see his whole face, he was not having it. But after a couple of tears were shed, we got it detangled and we got it looking like somebody. So after what felt like the longest morning, we were all dressed in the cars and ready to go. We drove 3 separate cars there, and yeah, we did it, guys. We freaking did it. The venue was an hour away, so my sister was doing her makeup in the car, and then you can see my face at one point, and that's when I realized, yep, we forgot the veil. And so you see her face, and she's like, the veil? Yeah, my husband left it in his car. He literally brought it from our house because she was going to borrow mine, and he drove it up here, and then we forgot it in his car. And at this point, we're like 30 minutes in the drive, so we can't turn around. So we just decided to let it be. So this is me calling my husband to let him know that he forgot the veil. Is that a fire truck? Yes, it is, because when we were 5 minutes from the venue, the car in front of us had a seizure and he unfortunately crashed into the car next to him and we were the car behind him. So we got in some traffic, but then eventually we got out and we made it to the beach for this wedding. So we're an hour late, but we made it to the venue and we can start to kind of relax because everyone's ready and it's all falling into place. And here is the spread from the wedding. Honestly, the people there did such a good job. They were so sweet the whole time. Look at my cutie booty husband. Isn't he cute? Yeah, he is. It was a beautiful day, even though it was like 20 degrees outside, but it was still a beautiful day. And I was so excited to finally get them married. So my niece Alyssa took my phone during the ceremony and she recorded the entire ceremony. So if you want to watch that, please feel free to, because it's going to play. And if you don't, you can fast forward about 8 minutes and kind of skip this part. But if you do listen to the entire ceremony, just know that I wrote the vows myself for both of them while I was in the car doing that questionnaire. So they're laughing very hard because neither of them wrote it and they had no idea what the other was going to say in their vows, which I think is hilarious. But yeah, enjoy her ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for the arrival of the bride? Present the bride this day. You have her hug her. Awesome. Thank you. Will you join me in front of me, please? Thank you. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Thank you. We're a small, intimate group. Dearly beloved, it's with great pleasure that we welcome you here this evening to witness the joining of two hands and two hearts in holy matrimony. These two people, Idris and Bennett, have fallen in love so deeply and so completely that today they make a bond whereby they shall be united as one for the rest of their lives. We want to thank all of you for being here for this moment. The bond of the covenant of marriage is not to be entered into unadvisedly or lightly, but instead reverently, deliberately, in accordance to the purposes it was instituted. So Benny, Idris, have you come here joyfully without reservation to be united as one for the rest of your days? Yeah. Awesome, good answer. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, love has been one of your richest and greatest gifts to the world, and the love between a man and woman that matures into marriage is one of your most special kinds of love. So we ask you to bless this marriage and surround this couple and us with your love now and always. Amen. So Bennett, Idris, your marriage is a partnership founded on love and dependent upon mutual commitment, trust, and responsibility. Each you share with the struggles and joys found in life and love. When one is sad, both will be sad, but when one is joyful, that joy will be multiplied. And I get a feeling you guys might know this already. Been a little bit. A little bit. Always remember this. Remember the strength of your marriage relies on patience, kindness, and affection. So folks, what I love about doing these so much is finding a little bit about the Genesis story and what they like and love in each other. And the Genesis story was like so many cliches. It started at a dance with a big, handsome security guy and a spin, and then suddenly she found herself in Bennett's arms, and that was it. Done and done. And 13 years later, here we are. And this is what Idris says what she loves about Bennett. He's a good man, and he's in charge of taking care of all the creepy crawlers that enter the house. He makes fantastic coffee. He makes me laugh with his whack humor. He gave me a daughter. He washes the dishes, lets me do whatever I want, and he basically validates me as a boss. So that's not a bad thing. No less enthusiastic about Benny. What do I like about her? Everything. She's a great mom. She has passion. She's driven. She can cook. She loves spending time watching movies with me and laughing about nothing. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever known, and she lights up any room she enters. And I'm a lucky man. So a marriage will strengthen you as a couple. It also affirms you as unique individuals. In a strong relationship, always be supportive of each other, and remember to be companions and confidants as you share an appreciation of spending time together with these beautiful children. Always seek new experiences to share, new things to learn from one another, and be ever grateful for the precious presence of this person who has chosen to spend their life with you. Now we get to the good part. This covenant is meant to be a beautiful and sacred expression of your love for one another, and as you pledge your lives together, do so in all seriousness, yet with a great sense of joy and a deep conviction you're committing yourself to a growing relationship of trust, mutual support, and love. So Bennett, do you take Idris to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for richer and for poor, in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health? Do you promise to love and honor her, to cherish and be faithful as long as you both shall live? Idris, do you take Bennett to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for richer and for poor, in sickness and in health? Do you promise to love and honor him, to cherish and be faithful as long as you both shall live? May have the rings. Dear Lord, bless these rings. They are a reminder that love is never ending and instead can be renewed at any time and any place of our choosing. And may they bless the loving hands of Bennett and Idris. So I'm going to ask you to line us up. Repeat after me. Under her eyes. This ring is a token of my love. I marry you with this ring. With all that I have. And all that I am. Perfect. You ready? All right, you look deep in his eyes. This ring is a token of my love. I marry you with this ring. With all that I am and all that I have. Send it home. Good work. Ladies and gentlemen, life and love are the greatest gifts bestowed upon humanity. For Idris and Bennett, may your union grant you patience, tolerance, and understanding, as well as the excitement and passion that every marriage should possess. May you need one another as a sign of strength. May you hunger for one another as a sign of fulfillment. May you continually rediscover your love in each other as the greatest gift of all. So as you have shared your intent to be married, sealing your vows with the giving and receiving of rings, in the presence of all these loving witnesses, and all that is holy and sacred, it is my pleasure to pronounce you husband and wife. You better kiss your bride.
Woo!
You may have the flowers. Thanks. Face your adoring fans. Dear Lord, bless this couple. Introducing for the very first time as a married couple, Idris and Bennett.
Yes, we did it! So we did it in 72 hours, and we ended the night at Chili's because my sister said they got 2 for 1s. And that's it. That was the wedding. Bye, guys.